So Brian Williams of MSNBC did an interview with John Fetterman. Now, for those of you who don't know, John Fetterman is the lieutenant governor of Pennsylvania and also is the leader of the Senate, I believe. So he did an interview with him, and, basically Fetterman says what's obvious to the rest of us, right, who are not Trump sycophants, that there was no voter fraud, that this is a hoax. And, he talked about a sham hearing that was conducted by the senators from Pennsylvania. Now, he's the head of the Senate, so this was not official. He was not invited. This was just basically a Republican echo chamber, and propaganda to try to further advance the Donald Trump coup, basically. But I digress. So he talks about that, but, he talks about one thing. Donald Trump actually might have been right about some voter fraud in Pennsylvania. See, there was 2 people who voted illegally in the state of Pennsylvania, and you'll never guess who they voted for. Roll the clip.
Where's the voter fraud? Not one single case of voter fraud, aside from the 2 established cases in Pennsylvania, which both involved Republicans trying to vote for Trump with their relatives, whether they were dead or living.
So not only were there only 2 cases of voter fraud in the entire state of Pennsylvania, but the only voter fraud that was committed was people voting for Donald Trump. Man, this is rich. This is so rich. The only voter fraud committed in the state of Pennsylvania, which, by the way, one of the counties said it was their first voter fraud ever. The other one said it was the first voter fraud in 30 years. So, shows you how rare voter fraud is, right? The only 2 cases of voter fraud found in the state of Pennsylvania was people trying to vote twice for Donald Trump. Now, I think that's ironic. I think it's so rich. And, it just goes to show you how Donald Trump's attempted coup and the end of his presidency has been going. It's the perfect anticlimactic moment that just embodies the entire Trump administration and over the last 6 months. It's perfect. It's perfect. And, as we're seeing Donald Trump, act like a child, he finally said he'll concede. Well, he did not concede. Let's be clear. He never conceded. But he said he'll do a peaceful transition. But he's firing everyone who doesn't agree with him and who speaks out for him and doesn't speak for him. And he's just acting crazy. And how ironic is it that the only 2 voter frauds that were found in the state of Pennsylvania was 2 people voting for Donald Trump? You see, because it's not Democrats that don't believe in our democracy and don't believe in our process. And I would venture to say that it's not even most Republicans. Like the average, I'm not talking about legislators, I'm talking about the average Republican voter. I would say about probably 60% of Republicans as well. They love democracy as well. We're all American. We all love our democratic process. Except for the 30 to 40% of the Republican Party who is Trump sycophants who just want Trump by any means. And, they like dictatorship. Well, it's funny. They always talk about Bernie Sanders. Oh, Bernie, he's a dictator. If you want dictatorship, go live in Cuba. Go live in Venezuela. Go live in Russia or North Korea. This is America. America, America, America. America, America. This is America, right? This is America. Well, today, I can say to all the Trump sycophants who want Trump to win by any means, even though he didn't, why don't you go live in Venezuela? Why don't you go live in Cuba? Why don't you go live in South Korea? Why don't you, what? Just like you guys said in 2016, if you don't like it, leave. You don't like it, leave. Because this is America, and America is a place of democracy, whether you like it or not. And nothing that you say or do or attempt to do will ever overthrow our democracy. No matter how much you try. Donald Trump tried. He's the most powerful man in the world. He failed. What makes you think any of you guys are going to do it? So, yep, if you don't like it, leave. If you want dictatorship, go live in a communist country. But I think it's just really ironic that the only people who actually committed voter fraud in the state of Pennsylvania were two people who were voting for Donald Trump.